Today on Five Lakes Garage, we are going to be unboxing things. Alright, so what we got here is some Skyjacker Black Max. It's going to go on the pumpkin. The previous ones that I had up there, they've been up there for at least 15 years, if not more. I got some Rancho RS 5000s. Now, at first glance, you would think, oh, it's not too bad. But if you can hear that, you can hear all the air that's in there. Not good. And not only that, I've dinged it up on rocks. And also, you should not be able to do it this easily to push down on it. So these things are pretty much shot. They're still a good shock, but we're going to do something better. So what we have here is part number B8558. That's what we're going to put on. Alright, so on this one here, we're going to basically put the same one on all four corners. Some vehicles require different sizes for front to rear, so keep an eye on that. What I did to choose these is that I took the old shocks and basically measured out what the travel is. So it was like an 8-inch travel on those. You know, it's plenty good for the pumpkin. So I went out and found these. Now these have the same spec as the old ones, except for these are new, obviously. And they should be able to work with the lift that I have on the pumpkin. You don't want to have too short of a throw or have them too short, because when you droop out, you're going to be using these as pretty much, I guess, the reverse of a bump stop. So usually limiting straps will keep you from binding out these guys, but just make sure that you have some that are right size for your vehicle. One way of actually figuring that out is if you compress it all the way in, take the measurement to the bump stop. If you droop it all the way out, take the measurement from the bump stop, same spot. That would be how much travel you're going to need at a maximum. Most of the time you don't really go at that level, but go ahead and keep that in mind. And then when you look at your specs, you'll be able to say, oh, this has a 6-inch travel. This one has a 12-inch travel. This one has an 8-inch travel. 8 is good for me because it's only a CJ. And I don't plan on going any higher with it because it is only a CJ5. And it is an 89-inch wheelbase, which is really short. So this is what you get out of the bag. All right, looks good. They are fully compressed. Most shocks, they will automatically come up. These are not that way, but they do have pretty good resistance up and down. So this hopefully would be able to make it a lot better of a ride. Because right now she rides hard and floppy. So with your, killing me. We're going the other way. So it comes with your bushings, your sleeves, bushings for the other side, and also your boot. There you go. We'll clean that up later. But I think before I put these on, actually I think I'm just going to put them on. I was going to say I was going to clean up, but that ain't happening. Not right now anyway. Maybe once I put these in there and I can get the CJ back out of the shop, we will clean up. But right now I'm not that overly concerned about it. Because right now I can find all my tools. If I clean up, I couldn't find anything. So anyway, you want to make sure that your boots are on there and on there properly. It doesn't look like this kit has them in there, but usually I put a tie wrap down at the bottom to keep it down and secure, and then also one on top to keep that secure. Hey, that tie wrap I was telling you about, nice. Apparently it was inside the boot. Wow, there we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and put our tie wrap on. Now here's a pet peeve of mine. Always cut your tie wraps off. Now there's several different ways you can cut that off. You can use a pair of side cutters. you can use a pair of snippers. The only problem though is that if they are not flush cuts, that will create something sharper than a razor. What I like to use is actually a knife and put it really close to it and just shave it right off. There you go. There you go. Now I'm not going to cut myself, which I have done many times before. So anyway, now let's get this guy put together here. All right, so you put your sleeve inside your bushing so you don't crush the bushing all the way. We just want to make sure that it is snug and not ready to come off. I guess they're all the same. Oh, looks like they're all the same. Okay, so you're going to have one up top. And what you want to do is, there it is. One thing you always want to do when you're dealing with bushings, especially polyurethane ones like this, they will squeak. So I'm going to take some more of this marine grease that I used before on the axle, and I'm going to glop this thing all the way on. And that will help you on the install and also help you with the squeak. Everything else on this Jeep is polyurethane, so we're good there. So there's two ways of actually getting these guys in. One of them being a hammer, or you can use a vise. I'm just going to use a hammer. And you know what? It's not going in very well, so I didn't really put much grease on it. Ah! That's what happens when... Alright, so we're going to take our bushing and we're going to grease her up. Alrighty. Grease, grease, grease. Alright. So, stick that in there. We're going to stick it in our vise. Maybe. If I can get this thing in there without getting grease all over me. There she goes. Alrighty. See? Just like that. She can move just a little bit. It should be good. So you have 4 shocks. You have 2 per shock. You can do the math. I'm going to go ahead and knock in the rest of these, and then we'll be right back. What I was saying before. Alright, so what I was saying before, I had to take that little metal sleeve out of there. The guides that they have here on the CJ, it's just too big. So those guys are coming out, which is fine. It's probably a shim or something like that for something else. But since the CJ is such beef, alright, so a simple thing, just kind of guide in the bottom, guide in the top. Top goes all the way up here. It's kind of a pain in the butt to get to, but I'm sure you can get it. On this one, I'm just going to put the top in first. Alright, so you got your big washer, and you also got your nut. Now this is a nylon nut. Ideally you wouldn't want to replace this. I don't have any more of these, so I'm not replacing it. I'm just gonna cinch it down really hard. And when you don't succeed, grab a bigger hammer. All right, when you put stuff in like this, this one, the body of it seems to be a little bit bigger than my other ones, so you always want to look out for something like this. That is really close to that exhaust. If you look at this exhaust, it is mint. I'm only biased because I built it, but actually it looks like an amateur did it, because I am an amateur. I don't do this for a living. I sit on my butt and program or whatever in the heck that needs to be done that day. So it looks like what I can do is actually loosen that up and twist this a little bit, and we'll get the right clearance. You want to have a couple inches off of it, because you really don't want to get your shock or strut or any of those things really super hot. That is under pressure. It's got a lot of oil in there, and you don't really want it to blow up. So let's go. All right, beautiful. Got both shocks on. Yeah, it looks all right. They did come with stickers. I might just leave the stickers off and just use and just keep them black. Kind of more of a stealth look. I'm not trying to. I had to pay for them, so I'm not really willing to promote them just yet. We'll see how well they work. But anyway, now we can put some tires on it. Fill up the center section, get it back on the road. That is after I finish replacing the ones in the front. The ones in the front, same thing as the rear, very self-explanatory, straightforward, and put those in there. So anyway, so this was just a really quick little install, unboxing if you will. Thanks for watching, appreciate it. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff. Tell a friend, and we'll do some better ones a little bit later. But sometimes it's the simple things that people get hung up on. So get out there, figure out the simple things. Or watch my video and I'll show them to you. Anyway, like, subscribe, tell a friend, and just get out there and work. Peace.